Yummy. That's great. Can I have some more?
These days, we're all becoming more conscious about living a healthy lifestyle, especially the Kelly family. Eileen takes the lead, buying more fresh fruit and vegetables. But not every member of the family is convinced about this new lifestyle.
Baked cod and boiled potatoes.
Yuck.
We've healthy learning points too this week: writing lists, reading food labels, and working out percentages. Don't forget to keep your Read Right Now workbook handy. We'll be working on pages 123, 130, 132 and 133 this week. The workbook is very useful to have because you can practice your reading and writing during the week. Get your free copy now by ringing the helpline at 1800 20 20 65. Now first, we're stopping off in Ballyfermot in Dublin to meet Catherine Bellamy.
Well, I like maths and I liked art and crafts. Like, that was one of my favourite subjects. Because anytime if I didn't know a word, that was it. Catherine was stupid. Catherine was put to the end of the class. So that's how I didn't learn. Like, and my mother couldn't learn me because she didn't know how to read and write. So she was just the same as me. So she couldn't learn me and I couldn't learn the kids. I never let anybody know that I couldn't read and write. Like, if someone says to me, like if they were reading a book and they'll say to me, "Oh, look, read that," and I'd be letting on to read it. And then if they were laughing, I'd say, well, they'd have to laugh at it. So I laugh at it and I go, "Oh, yeah," and laugh at them. Like, to let them know that I was reading it, pretending I was reading it, which I knew I couldn't. I didn't think I'd ever be able to learn how to read and write. It was when it was said to me about the course, adult education, I said it to my mother, and my mother says, "Well, Catherine, don't be like me. I can't read and write. I can't write my own name. Don't mind that and else. Just don't be like me." So I done it then. When I first started going to the Cherry Orchard Centre, I was really scared. I was real quiet. I just sat there, didn't know any of them, and I was just sitting there with my hand and kept looking around with my eyes to see who was coming over towards me and what they were going to say to me. But the people in the community centre now, they are very friendly. Peter was my tutor, the one that learned me how to read and write and do my maths and that. And Peter says to me, the more you learn, the more you get confidence.
When you work with a student, you do develop a relationship with them. I've been working with Catherine for about 2 years now, and she's made amazing progress. Her reading and writing abilities were quite poor, and we worked with her intensely over the last 2 years, and she is now in the position where she now buys a newspaper and is able to read it and comment on it, and she's making more informed views now than she did, and her confidence level is just magnificent, you know. You can see here with 14 across. I mean, what would you do with a boat?
Row.
A rowboat, yeah. That's double. That's it. Now you're really getting the hang of it. The joy that I get out of the teaching is to see the progress that a student makes and the extent that they're able to use that progress to develop themselves and become fuller contributors to society. And we have also found that by helping parents in particular, that it tends to break the cycle of reading and writing difficulties in the house. And so by helping one person, you can tend to help a whole family.
It was Peter really that really put me more confidence in myself than Anne. So it's him I really thank. If Peter wasn't there, I wouldn't be where I am today. There's an awful lot of things that I've learned since I went in. As far as I know, I've done well. Like, I got saved for it. I passed a computer course, passed an English course and a maths course, so I'm doing something right.
Are you ever going to read anything except football magazines?
I'm learning all the secrets of the world's top players. Could help me get picked for the school football team. Look, they even have the world's top training program.
Sports is just so boring. Now, what are you reading?
I'm reading about food and nutrition. It's very interesting. Jim, mind my good cushion.
It's part of our training program. Wait until I don't.
Ma!
Jim, this is a living room, not a gym. All training must take place in the backyard.
You may remember from a previous programme that the alphabet is made up of vowels and consonants. A, E, I, O and U are vowels and all the other letters are consonants. Now let's look again at the rule for adding the word endings ER, ED and ING. You can usually add these endings to a word without any changes. For example, a word like cook, you simply add ER to make cooker, ED to make cooked, and ING to make the word cooking. That's the way it usually works, unless the word ends in one vowel and one consonant. For example, the word stop. In this case, the word ends in one vowel, O, and one consonant, P. So you must double the last letter when you add ER, ED, or ING. So stop becomes stopper, stopped, and stopping. There are some exercises on page 132 and 133 of the workbook where you can get more practice with this rule.
Are you not buying anything, Eileen?
I don't know, Maura. All this pre-packed processed stuff.
Oh, it's very convenient.
Ah, yeah. How healthy is it, though, to be eating all this food? I mean, we were raised on fresh things.
Well, our kids don't seem too unhealthy now, do they?
I don't know. Emma had to have 4 fillings the last trip to the dentist. Jim keeps getting these rashes on his arms.
I wouldn't worry about that, Eileen. That's normal. They're growing kids.
I don't know. I feel they could be doing with less fish fingers and more fresh veg.
Look at this. Beans, water, tomatoes, onion, sugar, starch, salt, seasoning, flavourings. No added preservatives. That doesn't sound too bad, does it?
Yeah. What do they mean by flavourings, though? Doesn't it look lovely? Do you know what? I think I'm only going to buy fresh food today.
Oh, I couldn't. You're brave. I've an awful job getting my family to eat the little bit of fresh stuff I do buy.
Yeah, but it's for their own good. I mean, even if the food isn't full of chemicals and preservatives, it loses a lot of good in the processing.
You're probably right. Try telling my lot.
Tell you what, let's get a really tasty recipe. I bet you we can cook up something much more delicious than what you get in the tin.
Go on.
Healthy eating is very important for all the family, young and old. And since we're becoming more aware of what we eat, you'll find that there's a lot more information on food labels these days. So if you're trying to keep to a healthy diet, here are a few words you should look out for on food labels. Sugar-free means that there's no sugar added to the food. Reduced salt means that there's less salt added than usual. No preservatives means that nothing's been added to make the food last longer. No colouring means that nothing's been added to change the natural colour of the food. And lower calorie means it's not as fattening. A healthy diet should also be high in fibre, which you get from wholemeal bread, fruit and vegetables. You should also try to include plenty of protein in your diet, which you'll get in eggs, lean meat, fish and milk. All processed or pre-prepared food must, by law, contain a list of all the ingredients. Ingredients means the different things used to make the product, whether that product is a packet of biscuits or a tin of beans. The ingredients are listed starting with the main or biggest ingredient. For example, in this list, beans and water are the main ingredients.
I love my job. Being around old people. We're up there every morning at 10 o'clock. We take them down. Even if it's sunny out, we take them around the grounds. Like, there's always something for us there to do with a patient. Now we can either play bingo with them, we can do art and crafts with them, we can watch videos, or we can just have a one-to-one that's just talking to the patient, see do they need that in the shops, or do they need a laundry done, or anything like that. That's what we do in the hospital.
I think she's great. She's fun. She mixes with people, and I like being with her anyway. Jelly plays games, all there. Keeps the patients happy. Gives you a little prize for you win and all, you know. Well, if she wants to learn something there, I'll oblige her. She seems to be helping me, more so than I'm helping her. Yeah, might marry her one of these days.
It's done an awful lot for me. It's after helping me with the kids, and it's after helping me to write my own letters. When the kids get letters, you know, if they're off a half day or there's no school, like if I didn't know how to read them, that means if they're waiting in school tomorrow, I'd be getting them up, and then the kids be saying to me, "Shema, there's no school." Any letters that came from me, I was always running into my mother's neighbours and asking them, "Could you tell me what that letter is?" But now I can sit and I can read my own letters, and I can help the kids with their homework. Now the kids are after getting awards from the way their writing has been improved and their homework has improved. Because I didn't know how to learn them, so I never done homework with them. But now even I'm after getting letters from the school saying they're appreciated with me from the way I've had to been learning the kids and how their work has had to been coming on better. So I'm just hoping that it stays that way.
I inspired my little eye son begins with A.
Animals.
Yeah, it's still a part of the zoo.